アイデラグループの AI 戦略と題して、アイデラ CEO ランディ・ジェイコプスとソフトウェアデベロッパーデータマネジメントツールプレジデントのアタナス・ポポフが登壇いたします。
Good afternoon. I'm Randy Jacobs. I'm the CEO of Idera Inc. I've been with Idera about 13 years as CEO. And I also have my colleague Atanas Popov, who's the president of our data tools and developer tools business. And Atanas has been with us for 10 years. And we have known each other for 30 years, which means Atanas is very patient. So I thought I would talk about a few things that are important to the software business around the world today. I'm sure you know the number one topic for everybody in software right now is what is the impact of AI? And I believe that AI will have a big impact on the overall software business because that's obvious to anybody who observes AI and what it can do. And the way I summarize it to people when I explain is that AI will be very disruptive to the software industry, but it will not be destructive to the software business. And I'm sure that all of you see every time one of the big AI vendors comes out with a new feature, somebody else's stock price goes down a lot. I get a lot of questions from my friends in the software industry, from other investors in the software industry, from other CEOs in the software industry. Everybody wants to know what's the future with AI. Whenever Cursor or Claude or Gemini come out with a new feature, it always does something similar to what other software companies sell to their customers right now. And definitely all of these AI capabilities are helpful to all of us in being able to do work faster and do work better. But what people forget is that these new features and new capabilities from the AI vendors, they're not free. They will cost money just like software costs money for our customers. My colleagues told me before I started that I could talk about AI for 10 hours if I wanted to, but I will stop talking about it now. But maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more. Definitely there's a limitation that's being shown by what AI can do and what the cost of doing that is. JP Morgan Chase just did a study. JP Morgan Chase is the biggest bank in the world. And the study revealed that for the big AI investors, the money that they are investing in AI over the next 5 years, for them to achieve a 10% return on their investment, which is pretty low for the way they normally make money, would require $650 billion of revenue each year. So we know that it is going to be very expensive to use AI tools in the future, and therefore it's important for us to provide opportunities for our customers to benefit from AI tools. So rather than being afraid of AI, we look at AI as a giant business opportunity. I always tell people, don't spend your time worrying about what can go wrong. Instead, you should dream about what can go right and how happy you're going to be there in the future. This slide shows what our operating model looks like, and I have talked about this operating model when I have visited in past years. And as AI becomes more important to us and more important to our customers, we're not changing our business model, but AI will certainly make it better. Our customers will continue to want software that provides large business value for them. It also needs to be very easy to use, and it has to be very high quality. Those principles are true with and without AI. In fact, AI enables us to achieve these goals even faster. These are the top 10 operating principles that I talk to the company about and the important things that we need to do every day to be successful. And the number 5 point here is we embrace change. We accept change. We don't resist change. We run to the future for the success that we can find in the future. But most importantly, when we make a promise to you, our customers, and our partners, and even our employees, it's very important that we deliver on those promises. And we summarize that by saying results matter. So just remember, our philosophy as a company is the following. Don't worry about what can go wrong with new innovation. Instead, dream about how great the future is going to be when we get there. And we are very committed to delivering on our promises to our partners, our customers, and our employees. So thank you very much, and I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Atanas Popov.
Hi, everybody. To summarize what Randy says, we think about AI. There's a saying from Yoda: try, do or not do. There's no try. So at Idera, we built a centralized group to support all of our brands to make them more AI-enabled. That demonstrates our commitment to AI, but it also will help all of our brands to be better. And as you can see, we have a lot of brands. So if we build agents that are reusable, we can deploy them to many other places. And that can have a very powerful impact. This is an example of one of our agents for support. So one of our brands, BitTitan, was struggling with customer satisfaction because we had way too many inquiries and customer demands. After we implemented the support agent, CSAT went from 75% to 90%. This is just one example, but there are many other examples. We also view that AI will have significant impact with the speed with which we develop new products. This is just another example of a product that we have called API Layer, where before traditional system, we estimated over 2 years to develop a platform, and now we can do it at 50% of the time. So it clearly is a big opportunity for everybody. But the area that excites me the most is what we can do with actual products. If you look at a lot of Idera's products, but also a lot of your products, they're to the right side. A lot of them are on-prem, and some may even consider them legacy because they are kind of isolated from the cloud. And there are many reasons for that. In many cases, you wanted to keep your data protected, or you wanted to have very high level of performance. And for a long time, both us and you have been thinking about how to make these products work as SaaS products. And now we have a really cool opportunity because you can take what we have and merge it with agentic AI capabilities and create new products that are even better than SaaS products. You can leverage and protect your data, have the high performance, and still use LLMs very efficiently. And this is a very complicated slide, but it just shows an example of how you can take a product that is on-prem product with the same structure and add more agentic features and MCP servers and combine the two together into a solution. And it's important to think when you say people speak a lot about vibe coding or quick coding, that coming up with these architectures is very complex. So the solutions that we built and you built are going to continue to be very relevant. This is a simpler representations of the previous thing. Is kind of our vision about the future, which we can build applications that merge together or bridge together proprietary data and context and all the new capabilities. And the future is going to have a lot of applications. This is just one example in the marketing space. If you look on the right side, only in 15 years, there were 100x more applications than there were in 2011. So from 150 to 15,000. And if you look at the right side or the left side, the future is going to have many hundreds of thousands of applications. So people will need a lot of tools to build them, and there will be a lot of work for people that develop applications. And we'll continue to develop our own. This is some examples of the IP that we're developing within Idera that all of our brands can use. And today, I think some of the brands with more examples, the team is going to show you examples for Embarcadero, for LANSA, and for Yellowfin. All three are very interesting and very cool. Well, I don't have a favorite, so I'll keep it at that. But I'm sure you'll like what you see. Before I finish, because I'm almost out of time, one interesting slide we have, I think we borrowed some of this from a Harvard study. This is useful. The steps where within your organization and our organizations that you can take to actually become AI enabled. The number one is to learn, so you need to be aware of what is going on with AI in your industry and how it can affect you. And step two is you have to experiment. Like you have to let people to experiment and learn for themselves. The three, which is one of the most important, is imagine what is possible with AI. And Brad will speak about Yellowfin, but you'll see everybody's thinking about the roadmaps now much faster, and there's so many ideas everywhere. And I'm hoping when you see some of the demos, you will have some ideas that you can tell us, and we'll incorporate them into our products, because there are a lot of opportunities, and we can move very fast. And the next one, which is you have to pick the things that matter, and then do them, act on them. So it is very important to determine what really makes sense, and then be committed to execute. And finally, while we love AI, there's a lot of people that are afraid of AI. So it is important to be aware that how people think about AI and show that you care. But like Randy said, the most important thing is to be a dreamer and think about all the good things that can happen with AI, and we will be successful. And that is all. Thank you so much. Arigato.